de Zéro Marketing Interview. Et ce soir, j'accueille Jared Crebs, directeur émeraude chez USANA, l'homme qui monte aux USA. Ce qu'on va faire ce soir, c'est qu'on va essayer de comprendre, pour ceux qui ne comprennent pas, ceux qui ne voient pas et qui ne peuvent pas croire qu'on puisse avoir du succès avec USANA. So, let's switch to English. Hello, Jared. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm so excited to be here.
Are you ready to make it happen?
I'm ready to make it happen. Let's go.
Okay. The most important question for me is, when did you have this breakthrough? When did you realize it's possible to make a living with USANA?
So I actually realized that right away because I saw other people doing it. And I thought, if they can be successful, I can be successful.
Really? But was that so easy? Because you were quite young when you started.
Yeah, I was 26. I had, so I did not have any business experience prior to USANA. I was a guitar teacher and I was basically struggling. I was teaching guitar out of the back of my house. I lived on the wrong side of town, the bad area of Denton, Texas, in the ghetto. And I had a car with no air conditioning and 200,000 miles on it. So it was very old, 1992 Pontiac Grand Am, had a dent in the front of it. And I said, I cannot live this way. I need to find an online business. And what happened was my mentors in USANA were successful. They were people making really good money. And I thought, wow, okay, I want to learn from these mentors. And then also I want to work on my own health because I was not very healthy. I had health challenges in my 20s. So the USANA products were a big part of my health program. And then I loved the fact I could make money. It was like marrying two things together.
Did you make the breakthrough through the products first or through the business?
Business. For me, I wanted to build the business, but I also knew that the products were good. And so I felt like the products were a great part of the business, but I was actually more motivated by the business in the beginning.
You were quite young. You needed the products, but could you afford the products if you were not in the business?
No, I really, I barely had the money to get started. I think I didn't even have like $1,000 in my savings when I started with USANA. Like I was basically like teaching guitar paycheck to paycheck. And when the startup packs came, I was like, well, I don't want to start with a small pack. I want to start with the big pack. And so I put it on a credit card. I said, I'm gonna finance this because I want to start at the best level. I want to have all the benefits that come with the biggest pack. And so I did, and it was a great decision. And I paid that credit card statement off. And really,
did you use the products? Did you use the products or did you sell them? Did you retail them?
I used them.
How did you get money? How could you make this money so quickly?
So actually I didn't make money right away. So the first, I think the first like 2 or 3 months, all I did was make like $100 with my USANA business. So I was starting to present to people, take lots of action, do lots of work, but like any business, it takes time to build it. And throughout my first year, I made $8,000 with USANA. And I worked really hard to only make $8,000. But that $8,000 was very valuable because I learned so much and I built a foundation and I still kept my job. So I tell people, you've got to keep your job. You've got to continue to work, make a living with your job, build your fortune on the side, build USANA on the side. So it kept growing and I kept teaching guitar lessons and I'd be doing USANA as much as I could. But that first year, I made a decision that I was going to be successful or die trying. Okay. I would not quit. So it's either figure it out or die. Okay. That was it.
For those who didn't get it, you made as much presentation as possible in the first year. But how much is that?
How many presentations?
Yeah. How many? Yeah.
I would say on average, anywhere between 5 to 10 presentations a week.
Right.
Some weeks 10, some weeks 5, but normally I was going for 5 to 10 presentations a week. And
Okay,
I still do that.
Yeah, that's very important because we're talking to French people who think, wow, calling 3%, that's a lot. Say, no,
Oh, yeah.
no way.
You have to do a lot more than that. Yeah. So my first 10 days, okay, here's what I did. My first 10 days in business. Now, this is a different era, right? Because we did not have YouTube videos. So you could not just send a link. But you could do the same thing today with YouTube videos that I did 10 years ago with DVDs. So what I did was I called my warm market and I said, hey, I started a business. I want your opinion. Can I mail you a DVD and can you watch it and can I call you back?
Easy.
So simple.
That's very easy.
But I mailed them. So I'd have to like put it in the mail, pay for the shipping, mail out. And I did that 10 a day for 10 days. So I sent out 100 message, you could say DVDs.
Yeah.
So the people got the DVD. Then I'd have to like follow up with them. Okay, did you get it? Can I talk to you on this day or that day? So there was a lot of follow up. But after they watched it, I had my mentor on a 3-way phone call. So my mentor would be on the 3-way phone call and we talked to like all 100 of the people or most of them.
Really? All the 100 people accepted to meet your mentor?
So I wouldn't say everyone, maybe 80, like 80 out of, that's still a lot. That's a lot.
That's still a lot, yeah.
Like, but yeah, so what I would say though, is when I call them, I would say, is it okay if I get my mentor on the line because he's helping me through the process? So I would get their permission. I would not tell them on a text beforehand. Like, so it wasn't like, you don't want to text them that ahead of time. I would just say it on the phone call. Like, hey, is it okay if I get my mentor on the line? And then if they say yes, then I'd 3-way in my mentor who was already ready for the call. I still do that. Okay, so now instead of sending out DVDs, okay, like the person I'm training right now, I have a new rep. I got her started in November. Mm-hmm. And so her message is basically a text and she says, hey, first name, I have something I want to run by you. I'm really excited about it. Can you talk later tonight? Or can you talk tomorrow? So then she gets the friend on a phone call. So it starts with a text message leading to a phone call. The phone call is, hey, first name, I'm calling because I recently was introduced to a really cool person who is very humble, very down to earth. It's a $1 billion brand. He's very successful. I'm really honored that he invited me. And when I was thinking about people in my life that I wanted to introduce this to, you came to mind because I think very highly of you. And I don't know if this would be for you, but I would like you to take a look at it and just give me your opinion on it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Could you do a 20-minute? Would you be open to a 20-minute phone call to where I could get you more information? So that's like a short little phone call that my person, and I scripted that. It's all on a script. So that my new person, she's basically reading the script, making it her own, okay, learning how to say it in her language. And then she gets them scheduled for the call like the next day with me. Okay. But they don't know I'm going to be on the call. So like the call at 2:00 on Saturday, they don't know. So she calls and she says, hey, I have a 5-minute video for you, but is it okay if I get my mentor on the line to help me through the process? So
You do
she
that on
gets there.
Zoom? Is that on Zoom or on phone?
No, it's phone.
Phone.
Yeah. So she gets their permission. She does not just bring me on.
Yeah.
Like
Makes
she
sense.
gets the permission, and she but she does not notify them in advance. They have no idea that I'm going to be on at all, right? So they're expecting her. She calls, she gets permission, I come on, and at that point we send them a 5-minute video. Okay, she watches the 5-minute USANA video, or the prospect watches the 5-minute video. After the video is over, then I visit with the prospect. Actually, I visit with the prospect before, like, so she introduces me. Hey, I want you to meet my mentor, Jared Crebs. He's very well respected. Jared, are you on the line? I say, hello, Bob. How do you know Marissa? And Bob's like, oh, we used to work together. Oh, cool. Where do you do for a living now?
Right.
Oh, I love that. That's really neat.
How many years did you need to fix this process?
So this process that I'm doing now is actually just this year I started this strategy. I have done I've built a lot of different ways throughout the years. So when I started, I did the DVD to a 3-way call.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I did one-on-one flip chart presentations. Okay, so from 2006 to 2011, I did flip chart presentations one-on-one. Okay, which you don't do that anymore. And then I did some hotel meetings. I was doing like weekly hotel meetings. We don't do those anymore. Everything's Zoom, and Zoom is kind of like the new hotel meeting. And then in 2012, I started to do home parties and making people the products. And for about 5 years, I did home parties. From 2012 to 2017, I did home parties. And I built a big business with home parties, but I was getting burnt out. I did not like driving all over to the people's houses, making them shakes, doing the thing. I did not know if I wanted to continue building that way. So in 2017, I started to do social media because Facebook Live became a thing. And so when I started to do Facebook Lives and started to prospect with social media, I got my excitement back. I was no longer burnt out because I was
was new.
What?
Because it was new?
Well, because it was manageable, because I did not have to drive all over the place. And I was able to make prospects by doing live videos and messaging people on Facebook Messenger or Instagram or whatever. And so I was able to be successful by that. And this trophy right here, this big blue trophy right here, that is the #1 associate enroller in North America and Europe because of social media, of meeting people with Facebook Lives and then messaging them. And I still work at that every day. But what I do is I get them off of DM, I get them off of Facebook Messenger, and I get them onto a phone call. So
at which time you're on social media, you DM them, and you go as soon as possible. You go on a phone call.
Yeah. So for example, every day I make Facebook Lives, I do Instagram stories, and I don't even talk about USANA. I talk about leadership. I talk about my life. I share pictures with me and my wife. I do not talk about USANA. I be a good friend. A good friend isn't always selling. So I just put out good content. And then people like it. People chat. I chat back with them. Now, that's all on the public side of social media. But on the private side of social media, I message them. Hey, Cyril, I'm working on something exciting. It may or may not be for you. Would you be open to taking a look?
How long time do you keep them in the discussion? Is it today we meet, tomorrow you send this message? Or
no, actually, great question. So today we meet. I say, Cyril, I like your Instagram. And I go and I love like 5 of your photos. I say, I love your dog. What kind of dog is that? And then you say, oh, my dog is a Pomeranian, or, oh, cool. And I love your, whatever. I basically get to know you.
You build a relationship first.
Build relationship. But here's the key. I only build relationship for about 1 to 2 days max. So I'm not going to talk to you for like a week and build relationship. I'm going to talk to you for a day, maybe 2 days. Then I write your name down. I'm like, Cyril, I'm going to prospect Cyril in like another day. So I visit with you, and after a day or two, I end it. And I'm very, very intentional. I say, it was really nice to meet you, Cyril. I hope you have a great weekend. And I will not say anything to you all weekend. And then on Monday, I will prospect you. Okay. So on Friday, I might have said, I hope you have a great weekend. I love your social media. I love your Instagram, your dog, whatever. Bye. Okay. And I don't ask you any more questions, and I'm done. I wish you well. Have a great weekend. Then on Monday, I'll say, hey, Cyril, I'm working on something exciting. It may or may not be for you. Would you be open to taking a look? Okay, so at that point, you already like me because I talked to you for a little bit. I gave you a compliment. You saw all my social media that I do every day.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to publish.
Right, exactly. So you probably looked at all my posts, you like me, and now I'm messaging you 2 days later with the invite. Now, if you say yes, like you say, sure, I'll take a look.
Why not? Yeah.
Then I say, okay.
What is it?
Right.
What is it?
So, okay, no, either way, if you say, what is it? Or if you say yes, I say the same thing. I say, okay, cool. I would actually need to explain on a quick phone call. Could you talk later today at 7 or tomorrow at 5?
You do that on phone call.
Yeah. So I'm taking them off social media onto a phone call. And so when I talk to them on that phone call, I'm going to say, I have a 5-minute video for you to watch. And and then I watch it with them. So I put them on mute. And I say, hey, I might visit with you first. Cyril, nice to meet you. I love your Instagram. How's your dog? We're talking on the phone. How's your dog? How's your family? Like, because we just started talking on the phone, right? So Cyril, I have a 5-minute video that I'm going to send that gives you the whole pitch. And I'm going to send it to you, and I want you to watch it. And I'm just going to sit here and be on mute. So then you watch the video, and then I come back on after 5 minutes. So Cyril, before I ask you some questions, I want to share with you my story. I've been with USANA for XYZ amount of years. I started because I was a poor guitar teacher and I needed to make an online business. And I tell them, like, I had a car with no air conditioning. I tell them like all the things, right? And USANA has been a big,
which are true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then USANA has been a big blessing for me because I've been able to make a great income, and I've also been able to work on my health. Now I have some questions for you, Cyril. Number 1, what did you like best about the video? And then you're going to say, oh, I liked the video. I liked the pictures of all the people from the different countries, and I liked the manufacturing facilities, and I liked the doctors that use the products. And so then I say, okay, cool. Next question, Cyril, is if you were to get started with USANA on a part-time basis, how much money per month would you need to make this worth your time? So then you're going to say, you know what? I would need to make $1,000 a month, or $2,000 a month, or $5,000 a month, whatever someone says. And then I say, okay, how many hours per week could you commit to build that income of $2,000 a month? Because it's going to take time. How many hours a week could you put into it? Oh, I could do 20 hours a week. I could do 10 hours a week, or whatever. Okay. 10 hours a week. Okay. And how many months would you faithfully work those 10 hours a week to get to that goal of $2,000 a month? And they'll say, oh, I would do it for 6 months, or a year, or as long as it takes, or I'll do it for whatever they say, right? So then I say, if I could, okay, cool. So if I could show you how to make $2,000 a month working 10 hours a week over the next 6 months, would you be ready to get started? And they'll say, sure, yes. Okay, so here are the startup packs. So then I message them their startup options in an image, okay? Like an image of like a JPEG image of like the big pack, the medium pack, or the small pack. And I can send those to you what I use in the US market. You obviously probably would need to change those for the European market. But
we're on something different because we can start with £100.
Okay, great. So you have a better option. So then I say, okay, which pack is best for you? And then they're going to say, well, I can do the big pack or the medium pack, whatever they say. Then you say, okay, cool. What we normally do is schedule a time for us to talk like in a day or 2 days after you've had a little time to do your research, do your due diligence. And if you're ready at that time, you can do your order. Okay, so I'm not trying, I don't want to push them.
Yeah, you give them permission to say, I need to talk to my spouse. I need to think about it. I need to do my research.
Yeah, so I give them all the information and I say, okay, so let's talk. I usually could say I could talk tomorrow or the next day. I only want to talk to them in 1 to 2 days.
Yeah, okay,
so
it makes sense.
If it's Friday, I say I could talk to you Saturday or Sunday, or Saturday or Monday. What's better for you? And then they'll say, they usually choose the second day. They'll be like, oh yeah, Monday. Let's talk Monday. Okay, Monday's good. I could talk at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock. What's better? They say, oh, 5 o'clock. Okay. I want you to watch this video. And so then I find a video, like maybe a recorded presentation video or testimonial videos. You have to have something ready because you got to give them something to watch. You don't want to just let them like go do their own research. It's like, yeah, go do your own research, but watch this video. And then if you're ready on Monday at 5, we can do your order and help you start working towards making that $2,000 a month. Okay. So it's a process, right?
What is your best advice for somebody who's a new member or a new customer? What's your best advice for them? When we're just
if you're a new associate, what I do the first hour training with them. So I schedule 1 hour. If you're my new associate, Cyril, I say, Cyril, you just signed up. Congratulations, your products are on the way. Let's say you signed up on Friday. Mm-hmm. Cyril, we're going to do your first hour training tomorrow. It doesn't matter that you don't have your products. We're going to start making you money before your products even arrive to your house. Okay? So we're going to talk Sunday or Saturday. We're going to talk Saturday, or we're going to talk Sunday. What's better for you, Cyril? Can you do your first hour training on Saturday or Sunday? And you probably will say Saturday. Maybe you'll say Sunday afternoon if you want to work Sunday.
When people say, I don't have time, or it's not possible this weekend because I've got my kids, blah, blah,
then
blah.
Yeah, then I say, you know what? That's fine. Let's do Monday or Tuesday. What's better?
Okay.
Right?
If they're slow and do nothing, you just adapt.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just be normal. Be normal. I am trying to get them. I'm trying to start them within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay, a bit quicker than what we would do.
If possible, yeah. Now, during that first hour, all I'm going to say, Cyril, I don't want you to log in. You don't have to go to USANA.com. I don't want you to do anything about research. You are going to text 20 people right now. You're going to text 20 people. And here's the text.
And do you do the new member text them whilst you're here? You have them make the text and so on.
Yeah. So we could either be on Zoom and they're sending out texts, or we're on a phone call.
Yeah, this one, blah, blah, blah. Next one.
Exactly. And I'm watching them. Okay. I am like spoon feeding. I'm like, here, do this, do that, because they need that. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
So for 20, so I will message them. I will watch them, be with them for a whole hour while they're messaging 20 people. I'll make their list with them. We go through their list together. No, they make the list, but like they have to message out 20. Now people start to message back. So then I'm like, okay, here's the next message. Here's the next message. So
they're like a puppet. You do all the work.
Yeah, because that's their brand new, and so I'm preparing them though, because everything is on a script. Everything is crystal clear. So you can't just go in
Crystal,
like,
that's your wife.
yeah, it's not crystal like that, but it's super clear. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so that's kind of like, you could say, getting someone started is I want them messaging at least 20 people, and at the end I say, okay, here's your assignment. This is the last key I'll share. Your assignment is to message 20 more by tomorrow, and let's talk tomorrow at 5. So I want them getting used to doing like 20 a day for like 2 or 3 days and get like a bunch of things happening.
Yeah, you want a burst of activity straight on.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Is that enough to give a vision to somebody who don't know much about network marketing?
Yes, you got to get them results before they get the vision. The vision is like going to come later by them getting on webinars, getting educated, doing the things, getting into the community, going to events. But you can get stuck there if people have to get the vision if they have to get the vision before they take action. Now they're all nervous about the action. So it's kind of like a Band-Aid. You got to rip the Band-Aid off like quick. Like you've got to get them taking action before anything. Teach them the vision later. Get them a result. That's going to give them the vision. Make them a small check. If you help them make a small check, that's going to get, they say, oh, I made money with this. I can do this. Get them a customer. That's going to create the vision. So it's kind of like you got to get them taking action first, and then get them on the vision stuff kind of gradually as you go.
A strategy that we use is call these people and say, I just started a new business. Can you help me? Can you have a look in the products we have, whether we've got products who could reach your needs or your families or for Christmas gifts. Do you use that?
Not with new prospects. I do that with old associates or old customers. I'll say, hey, we have some specials going on. Would you like me to
make them restart?
Yeah. Mostly a customer strategy, but yeah. So that's basically the main things. Like you want to have something that you can engage your customers, because a customer is not a destination. A customer is a doorway. So meaning a customer, a lot of people will sign up a customer and they think, I'm done. You're a customer. Bye. Right? Yeah. But a smart networker is going to say, oh, you're a customer? Okay. Well, guess what? We have a webinar next week about tax savings. Would you like to jump on that and see how you could actually make USANA a tax shelter? Oh, and then you know what? In a month, we have a webinar from a doctor who's used the products with his patients. Would you like to jump on that and see more about the different products? So you keep inviting your customers,
keep building
other things. And then you keep inviting your associates to other things. And when you keep doing that, you start to create a culture, you start to create an energy, you start to create a vision. And so you've always got to mix it up.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a few words about your events, your scrub events?
Sip and Scrub, yeah. So Sip and Scrub is a concept where you have to make a trial. Okay, so this is a different concept, but it's a customer strategy. So what we buy, and I don't know if the European market has this available, but I hope they do. This is a serum.
Yeah, we've got this one, yes.
Okay, it's a small packet of the serum, okay? Then we buy the charcoal scrub, and we actually squeeze the black charcoal scrub into this. This is a little plastic jar from Amazon. Yeah. Okay, so you can buy a bunch of plastic jars. Here's the scrub, but we squeeze it in there, okay? And we make these. Okay, so we squeeze up, a little dime-sized piece of the charcoal scrub. Then we have a little headband. So people will put this on. They'll be like, okay, I'm ready to do my thing. We send them this is a little towel. This expands in warm water. It makes a big towel so they can wipe off the charcoal scrub. So this is like it's not a mint. People think it's a mint.
Yeah, it looks like.
and then we have this little plastic piece here that you would scoop out the charcoal scrub with. And then we have a little flyer that says, you are coming to the Sip and Scrub event, and please remember to wash your face, download Zoom, and don't forget your adult beverage, because we want you to have a glass of wine and join us on a Zoom. So if I'm inviting you to Sip and Scrub, I'm going to say, Cyril, we have a really cool online event where you can have a glass of wine, do a facial. Would you like more info? You say yes? Okay, here's the info. I copy paste. The charcoal scrub exfoliates your skin. The serum hydrates and lifts. The trial is only $8. That includes shipping. We're doing the Zoom meeting next week. We're doing the Zoom meeting next week or in 2 weeks, whatever, on this day at this time. Where would you like your trial to be mailed to? Okay, the text ends with an assumptive close. Where would you like your trial to be mailed to? So then the prospect says, here's my address. Okay, great. I'm going to send you a payment request on PayPal for the $8 or whatever, right? Like we like to do Venmo.
That's not a problem in Europe.
Yeah.
We can Swift money through banks.
Okay, good. So then you send me $8, but you got to figure out how much it's going to cost in euros. But for us, it's $8. It costs me $4 to make this. This whole thing cost me $4, and it cost me $4 to ship it. So in the U.S. market, I can do it for $8. But in Canada, they do it for $10 Canadian. So you have to figure it out for your market. And then I mail you the trial because you paid for it. I'm not just mailing out trials to people for free. And that's important, you know, and then people come on. Yeah.
It's a free prospect, but it's not free for them.
Yeah, well, they're paying to be on a Zoom meeting, you know. I mean, if you think about it that way.
At least they're shown.
So what I just described to you is our customer acquisition system. So we have customer acquisition system with the skincare events, and we have distributor acquisition system with the texting and talking on a phone call. So we do two systems: customer acquisition, distributor acquisition, and we do whatever fits best for the prospect. But it's best to do distributor acquisition first, and then if they don't want any of that, then we can back end them into the customer acquisition. But sometimes, you know, someone would rather do skincare, so we start there. We might back end them into customers. You have to have both. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've realized that it's quite difficult in Europe to get people to start as an associate. So it might be better to find them as customer first.
Yeah, you need both, and you know, it's when you're trying to get someone started as an associate, it all comes down to your belief and your energy behind it. You can get someone to start as an associate right away, but you've got to be able to talk money, and you got to be able to show them systems. Like you have to. It comes down to the belief of the associate. I still want to sign up associates first. I'd rather do distributor acquisition and then have customer acquisition as a secondary. But I would be stupid if I did not have customer acquisition. If I didn't have this, I'd be missing out on a lot of business. So, but you ultimately need business builders. You've got to get business builders and multiplication. And if you're waiting around just for customers to finally become business builders, it's never going to happen. It's going to take too long. You've got to attract people.
Have you got a bit of time? Because I'd like to talk about business builders, because now we're in a situation with COVID that there's a lot of professionals, people who are serious in their business. And during ages, they've been talking about network marketing as a step for women. And suddenly, they might be more interested in what we're doing. So could you please show the vision of what you've got now, because we know that you were a poor student and poor guitar teacher first, but who are you now?
Sure,
What's your life now?
Well, my life now is, I'm a 6-figure earner in USANA. So we make a really good income with our full-time business. My wife does not have to work. She works with me in USANA. She supports me. I'm the one who really does most of the prospecting and business development, but she does a lot of the, actually she helps with the skincare events. She hosts the skincare events. But we have a great life because she doesn't have to work. She has freedom. I have freedom. We can take time off. We can travel when we want to travel. We're able to not only make money, but we're able to give back. We created a nonprofit to help pets get adopted. It's called Fashionable Adoptions. We host fashion shows to help pets get adopted. And that's our way of giving back, because Crystal is a big animal advocate and I want to support her, and I love it too. We also invest every month. We buy stocks. We have gold and silver. We're doing things like that. So it's kind of like building wealth, but also giving back, but also helping people start their USANA business is also a great life. It's a great way to give. So I mean, it's a great thing. We're happy. We're healthy. We don't have to worry about like our immune systems. You know, we have strong immune systems, and we also don't have to worry about the economy of being downsized from a job, because our business, you know, continues to produce. And so in 2020, I know a lot of people who've made a lot of money in online business. Not everybody has to go through, you know, like if you want to start your business as soon as possible to learn, so that you can have something in a couple years where you have money coming in. You know, it takes time. It takes time to build this. You got to give it 2 to 5 years. But yeah, I mean, we're 15 years in. We've grown it. We've done it, and we continue to do it. We love it.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And still in the first company, and still with USANA from the beginning.
Yay, that's awesome. How long have you been with USANA?
Sorry?
How long have you been with USANA?
5 years.
5 years. Congratulations. So you helped USANA open France.
No, I wasn't in the first ones.
Okay.
I started in 2015.
Okay. That's beautiful. Well, I love it. Well, big congratulations. I do have to get going, but did you have any final questions before we end?
No, it's okay. Thank you very much. I do appreciate, and I'm sure we'll be copying some stuff.
Okay, you're so welcome.
I would very much like to see the video.
Okay, sure. I'll send it to you. Yeah,
right.
this is USANA, but we basically deleted 8 minutes. We just cut 8 minutes off of it. So it's just the first 2 minutes, the last 2 minutes, and it works. It's beautiful. It works.
So we okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes. I just make an action call in French, and that's it.
Go ahead.
Donc, si cette vidéo peut aider quelqu'un, cliquez sur j'aime et partagez-la. J'apprécierais beaucoup vos commentaires. Et puis, si vous voulez en savoir plus, rendez-vous sur http://volcanique.cool/Cyril, comme c'est marqué dans la description de cet événement. Et puis, on va remercier Jared d'avoir partagé avec nous tous ces secrets. Et j'espère qu'il vous a permis de voir tout ce qu'on peut faire avec une société de marketing de réseau et avec USANA en particulier. Thank you very much, Jared. And this was my first interview in English.
I love it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And I hope to see you somewhere, sometime.
Yes, likewise. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.